well, it's a good way to segue into the fact that the government has made some announcement of reopening. They've instituted a managed return policy where persons are returning in a controlled environment. How do you feel about that?
No, man, I'm all for that. And I brought that up because I've heard the narrative also from persons who are advocating that the border should remain closed. Now, I am sure that in a few weeks, if it is that these same persons can't find food, they'll be the same ones rioting. So we have to be careful as to what we ask for. And I believe that balance that the PM speaks about is very important. Lives against livelihoods.
So, because the truth is, Tova, we have a few minutes to go because, we're going to have Minister Montague on.
The minister, yes.
But if we were to keep the country closed for another month or two, like is being proposed by the opposition, how would your constituency survive?
We couldn't, because already there is a shortage of food and the farmers are not going back to plant unless they have some kind of surety as to when the borders will be opened up for them to be able to have a market. They're not going to plant if they have nowhere to sell. And that's the reality.
And they cannot
farmers generally don't plant for us,
But I know, because we realize
right.
Part of the reason why we had to jump in is
they don't plant for us.
Right,
so
right.
If their market is not there, they're not going to plant. And that's the reality.
But don't you think, you're coming out of a farming belt, northern Trelawney, bordering with southern Trelawney. You're more on the tourist side, but it's Trelawney on a whole. Don't you believe that we should probably start gearing our people to consuming more local stuff? Because what happened the other day kind of shows us up a little bit, eh?
Yes, it has. And I do believe that. I believe we need to consume more locally produced foods as well. Right. And I think we rely too much on the imported foods. Right. I think if we eat our foods, our local foods, then of course that, it will help to drive the economy. We can't go wrong with that. And of course, our food, we know where it's coming from. It's fresh.
Right. There you go. Can't beat that. And everybody's doing organic now, so it doesn't get better than when you have local.
That is the buzzword. And we have it right in our backyard. So
we need to drive.
Yes.
Northern Trelawney is in the building. We see a lot of persons coming through. I don't know if you can see the comments, Tova. If anybody has a few questions for her, we just have about 5 more minutes and then we're going to wrap. So if anybody, I see Rhoda is in the building. Hi, Rhoda. How are you?
Yes, I see her as well. Hi, Rhoda.
We see Patroy in the building. We see Camille McLeod is in the building. It's so much. Keisha Walker Goldson is in the building. Landa Rule, I see you, my brother. If you guys have any questions for Tova, we have a few minutes before we wrap. It's always a pleasure talking to her because she's just a new type of politics that everybody is craving.
Fresh face, fresh start.
Yes. Before we get the question, because we only have 5 minutes, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to delve into the COVID-15. You know about the COVID-15?
So, Chopper, I tend to stay away from those things because I don't want to be sidetracked. I don't want to be distracted. I want to focus on the people as best as I can. COVID-15's issues will resolve themselves. I need to resolve the issue of Trelawney Northern.
COVID-15, if you don't assist in resolving the problem of COVID-15,
it will resolve itself.
No, it might just spill over another Trelawney. Because
it could. But
I hear your opponent is a part of COVID. What? 13?
Well, I don't know. I don't don't want to make a point of duty to discuss my opponent because I'm not here to give free PR. I don't think I should. That's not my duty.
Well, no, listen, there's COVID-15 and there's COVID-13.
Okay.
Last week, I had to deal with COVID-15, and this week, you will not get away unless you deal with COVID-13. It's in your backyard.
I will deal with COVID-13, Chopper, at the appropriate time. And I think that time will come. It is coming.
That's a politically correct answer. I love it. Tova, it's